apart because the Chinese are making it clear that they don't want us in the area.
Yeah, they're spreading their wings.
Beijing just acknowledged they have a carrier group heading for the Mediterranean for the first time in history.
It's clearly intended to intimidate the British over the lease. The Chinese Navy are calling it their friendship tour.
Taking a page from Franklin Roosevelt.
Sir?
Well, FDR, he sailed the Great White Fleet all over the world, early 1900s. Call it the Goodwill Tour. Basically the same thing, just a show of force.
Mr. President? It was Theodore Roosevelt.
Who?
You said Franklin Roosevelt sailed the Great White Fleet around the world. It was Teddy.
Well, thank you, Mark. When you retire as my chief of staff, you're gonna have a real place on Jeopardy. I know that look. What's your problem?
The mistake you made in your meeting. Mark said it was nothing. That I shouldn't worry.
It's progressing a lot quicker than the doctors anticipated. It's terrifying, the thought of slowly losing yourself. Not just the memories, but all of it.
What do you want to do?
Right now, I want to lock up this treaty with the British.
Okay.
Don't say anything to Mark. I'll speak to him when the time is right.
This gesture of transparency is not going to get you the votes you need.
But it may force them to hear what I have to say. I'm not going to prepare a speech. I'm going to apologize from the heart. Make them realize the threat to each and every one of us if we lose this island.
Sir, they do things differently in
They're going to
Parliament.
respond to honesty, Mark. Just like the voters during the election. We were 5 points down in Ohio when we did that town hall meeting.
You're not addressing a bunch of undecided farmers. These are practiced legislators who want blood. They're going to shout you down. They're going to call you liar. They're going to call you murderer. It's brutal, especially for someone who
what? Someone who what?
who isn't at the top of their game.
You don't think that I'm up to this?
No, sir, I don't.
You didn't think I was up to Ohio either. Thanks, Mark. I assure you, the United States government will conduct a vigorous and transparent investigation of this incident. The Royal Military Police will be granted full access to Lieutenant Tanner, the individual we believe responsible.
Mr. President, doesn't this incident call into question your screening procedures and, in fact, the entire drone program itself?
Well, every U.S. combat pilot undergoes a thorough psychological evaluation, and I am confident in that screening method.
Are the families of the murdered soldiers supposed to take comfort in that?
Of course not.
What do you say to the children, one as young as 5, whose fathers will never come home again? They deserve an answer to that question, sir.
There's never a good answer for a senseless act.
So you're saying, Mr.
But
President,
I would
that-
help them understand that their loved ones were heroes in the truest sense of the word. Heroes who died fighting to make this country safe. Heroes whose names will remain in my heart forever. And to the members of this body, I would say, if you withdraw from this fight, the deaths of these 3 men will serve as nothing more than a call to surrender. They deserve better.
3 men, sir. You realize there were 4 men who died in the attack.
4.
Who would you like to strike from the casualty list? None of the Americans, I suppose.
What'd I say?
How about Captain Olson? He only had one child, it was just a daughter.
Mark.
I'm curious, can you name the other British soldier killed in this attack? You have to consult your notes? He's not important enough to remember his name? This man who you will hold in your heart forever, and you can't remember his name? What's his name?
Damn it, Mark.
I think I have a little work to do.
Mr. President.
Lieutenant Wilkins, married, father of 3.
He needs to know what he'll be up against.
Call to order, ladies and gentlemen. Prime Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In the light of this morning's unfortunate events, President Heller would like to offer some words. The President of the United States.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What are you going to do about today's incident?
I wish there were words that could explain what
There
happened.
are words. It was murder.
You can't control your soldiers or your weapons.
He makes it on our soil with blood, sir. Murder, sir. To be our ally. Women and children.